like, it didn't taste bad, but it just smelled weird. And I was like, nope, not doing it.
I don't think I can do this anymore.
And then I moved on.
Yeah.
Katie, Gia
Huh?
has pet bunnies.
What?
I do.
I love
do.
that.
Onyx just came over and bumped my. Oh, it's blurred. So she ran out of the room. She just came over and bumped my foot.
I love that.
So cute, right?
I love animals so much.
They match Finny.
I know
We
he's in the
have-
other room.
We have
Bryce
some
will be home
people
soon.
joining.
Woo!
Cheryl, Jordan, Caitlin. Hi, Marina.
Hi, Marina. She's my client.
I
I love
it. I'm sure we can give people a couple minutes to join, but
Yeah.
Caitlin, we will officially hand the reins over to you.
Should we do it now?
If you want, I mean, I would give it a couple minutes because let's see how many people. 1, 2, 3. We only have 7 people right now, including us. So I would give it. I know a couple people are sending messages saying that they're running a couple minutes late in the chat. Marley, but up to you.
People always pop on.
Yeah.
No, we can wait, I guess a minute or two while I finish my sushi.
I'm actually jet lag. You're actually making me want to throw an Uber Eats order in. I'm throwing a post up on Instagram, a last minute, like, who's joining?
I posted one on the Power Haus women.
Love that.
So that should be good to go.
All right, let's see. Morgan. Lauren. Hi, Lauren.
I'm so excited. I can't see how many people are already on here, but I feel like it's a lot. It's an energy thing, you know?
Totally.
Sorry if you hear my dog barking.
Hi, Gia. I just found the mute button. So hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How's everything?
Everything's good.
Good. Glad to hear.
Spring is sprung.
Yes. Yesterday was gorgeous. I want more.
Me too. I'm with you on that.
Right? The heck.
Carly. Hi, Carly. Julia. All right, we have a good amount of people now. So
Yeah.
if you want to get started, I'm going to mute myself and let you take over the reins.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll start by just introducing Katie is my sister. She is my little sister. But she has been killing it. She owns her own spa in Massachusetts. She also is licensed in beauty nutrition and is also a licensed master esthetician for how many years, Katie?
10.
Yeah. So a
10
very
years.
long time.
Yes.
So I'll let
Okay.
you take it from here.
Okay. Well, hi guys. I'm really excited for this opportunity. This again, like she just said, I've been doing this for 10 years and it really just stemmed from my passion from my own personal experience. So I'm just going to start by talking about my story and then we'll go into the good stuff. So at a young age, I struggled with severe acne. I ended up going on 2 rounds of Accutane and it did work for me. However, it didn't really teach me anything about like maintaining my skin or keeping it nice and healthy or even like products to use. So I kind of felt lost with that. I mastered how to use makeup and to cover up my breakouts, but that didn't help with my self-confidence. So I knew that I was extremely interested in finding answers for myself, but also others. So after high school, I decided to enroll at Katherine Heights Institute of Aesthetics, and that's in Woburn, Massachusetts. And I graduated in 2014. So I have been a licensed master esthetician in Massachusetts for 10 years now, and I have had the honor and privilege to help so many clients succeed with clear skin. And at the very end, I'm going to add just a few of my clients' success stories. So that way you guys can really see the end result of the magic. But in 2018, my health really started to take a toll. I gained weight, I had extremely low energy, self-esteem, and I was also extremely sick every winter. So every single winter, I would get bronchitis, I would get, I've had pneumonia. It was just anything like respiratory connected. Like I just had so many issues and I was constantly sick. It was like I was always trying to keep up with my health and my immune system, and it was just really hard to kind of keep going through that. So I knew I had to make a change with my lifestyle. At that time, I did a lot of research and I chose to cut out all animal products after doing some research and realizing that I was severely depleting my body of essential nutrients. So at that time, I was still very young and I pretty much lived off of mac and cheese bites and chicken nuggets and alcohol. So it was definitely not a great place to be as far as fueling my body with essential nutrients. So, and as you can see in this picture, like that is a direct reflection of what I would deal with when I would have these flare-ups with my skin. And so then, honestly, like the nutrition kind of became like a fascination for me. I was constantly wanting to learn more about how I can improve myself, and improve my health. And I didn't really do it as a way to benefit my clients. I kind of was just so interested in it with myself. And then I realized that I started having these conversations with my clients and that so many people were having issues with their skin. And honestly, there's just not enough information out there. So I took it upon myself to, I enrolled in the Skin Nutrition Institute, and that was in 2021. And I have certifications in beauty nutrition and nutrition dermatology. Now, the dermatology aspect, it's just kind of the name that they use for it. I am not by any means a doctor or in official dermatology. It's just more about how, nutrition can really benefit different skin disorders and skin types and all of this stuff. But as you can see in the before and after picture, I realized that I was still experiencing breakouts and hives and just a lot of irritation with my skin. And after doing a lot of trial and error, I realized that I ended up having a gluten intolerance. And if you look up the symptoms of gluten intolerance, it can be like skin issues like this, but it can also be linked to depression and anxiety and joint pain. Like the symptoms are really crazy, and it's hard to really depict the main source of all of that. And so when you go more of like the nutrient route, I just decided to say, you know what, might as well cut that out too. And I've made drastic improvements with my skin. And, I still have some areas to improve, but I don't nearly have as many breakouts as I used to. So this is why we are going to be talking about nutrition and skincare. And I really want to encourage you guys on how to achieve glowing skin from within and understanding the importance of daily skincare.
Katie, one sec.
Yeah.
For some reason, I'm still stuck on your initial screen. Is anybody else experiencing that? Where it says glowing from within?
I am too.
I am
Oh,
also.
really?
That's
Okay, hold on.
maybe stop the screen share and start it again.
Okay, hold on. And let me just pull this up. Okay. Can you guys see that now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I talked through most of that. I apologize. Here, let me just get that to full screen. Zoom, this whole share screen thing is very new to me, so I apologize for that. But as I was talking about with my skin and all of this inflammation, like that is exactly what I was dealing with when it came to breakouts and again, I dealt with the before and after pictures of that was really associated to my gluten intolerance as well. So again, you can see my little badge of the as a nutridermatology specialist, and that is straight from the Skin Nutrition Institute. So now I'm going to just fast forward where we left off and nutrition and skincare. And I really want to encourage you guys to just, again, like achieve glowing skin from fueling your body with essential nutrients and understanding the importance of topical skincare as well. Skin facts. So this is just, I promise it's not going to be boring, but I just want to give you guys like a baseline of what we're working with. So the integumentary system, which is the skin, it's the largest organ in our body, and it's often very forgotten about. The main function of the skin is to protect it from outside triggers, whether that's, the environment or anything like that, or internally as well. So your internal triggers can be food, it can be lifestyle, habits, hormones, and then the external triggers can be, UV damage, pollution, and environment. So inflammation. So the main form of protection in the body is, or I guess the main reaction that the body has is inflammation when it feels like it's under attack. So even when you break a bone, the body rushes fluid and inflammation to the area in order to protect itself from causing more damage. It's natural instinct. It is the natural instinct that the body has, and it's no different when it comes to skin and gut health. So daily triggers to the body that can cause inflammation can be stress, hormones, pollution, UV rays, and food choices. So I don't really want to get into all of like the stress and the hormones and the pollution because this is mainly about nutrition and skincare. However, I'll just go over it just a little bit. So stress causes inflammation in the body because basically like when we have a lot of stress going on, our body goes into fight or flight mode. And when our body is in fight or flight mode, I mean, when we have stress, it could be anything from like getting a deadline at work, or, I'm sure most of you are realtors. So like getting your client into the house that they want, that's all stressful. But your body doesn't know the difference between like meeting a deadline at work versus like being attacked by a bear. So it has the same exact reaction. And so when that happens, it increases the cortisol levels in our body, and cortisol is a hormone. And when that happens, it creates inflammation in the gut. And cortisol also increases the amount of oil production that we have in our skin too. So that can be linked to acne, breakouts, all of that. Hormones can definitely be a trigger for inflammation. This can go from anywhere between like, if you have PCOS, if you have endometriosis, if you are, and also birth control too. So I would never, influence anybody to get off of birth control. But if you are dealing with skin issues and you do feel like it is hormone related, a lot of the times, like the types of birth controls, it really depends on which hormone is more dominant. So if you have more of an estrogen dominant birth control, that basically means that it's not going to influence that inflammation response or like a lot of oil production, because that is a hormone that our body as women naturally produces. And when we have something that is more progesterone dominant birth control, that has like testosterone like effects. And so when testosterone is obviously the hormone that is more dominant in males. And so when that happens, we have increased oil production, we have inflammation. It can make us feel like really jittery. And so if you're on birth control and you feel like ever since you've been on it, you feel like just something's just like not clicking, not right within your body, I really think it's important to really dive deep in exactly what your body is, what it's feeding your body, and kind of dive deep into that and see if you can kind of connect any triggers from that. So, and then other things with hormone related, it could be like melasma or anything like that. But basically, that's all inflammation as well. So pollution, if you live in a big city and you're constantly walking around, you are consumed by lots and lots of pollution in the air, and that can cause inflammation to the skin, and that kind of like protection of the body. So, and then we're going to talk about UV rays and food choices. So again, how does that affect the skin? So in this picture up here, this is supposed to kind of identify the idea of the loss of collagen and elastin. So collagen and elastin, and I'll go over this in the next couple of slides, but basically that's like the foundation of our skin. So when it's depleted by this inflammation, it breaks down those barriers and it causes sagging of the skin. It causes fine lines and wrinkles. And, even in this bottom picture right here, this is all due to a loss of collagen and elastin, and inflammation directly affects the cells it basically creates them to be not stable, which creates those divots in the skin. So, and then this photo up here is clogged pores. It's really hard with stock photos to find exactly what I'm trying to portray, but basically any inflammation to the gut can increase your oil production. So clogged pores, and even down here with this inflamed acne, this type of acne is really what I mainly do practice every day with my clients. It's the inflamed acne, and there can be so many different triggers to that. But again, we can really help with that through our diet and nutrition. And then this photo up here really identifies kind of like hives. If you have inflammation internally, it's going to, like if you have inflammation internally, like it needs somewhere to go. So it's going to come out through the skin. So that's why a lot of us can experience hives. A lot of the times, like it can be like eczema or psoriasis. And eczema and psoriasis are definitely a skin condition, and it's something that you'll always live with, but it can be exacerbated by inflammation in your food choices, in your diet. And so if you work on calming down that inflammation, it can also help calm down those like inflammatory reactions. And then down here, this is identifying pigmentation. So we'll talk more about this with, and as you can see, like it's really discolored. So it kind of looks like a big patch in this area, but within the patch, you see these dark little marks here. So this is all due to sun damage. So basically when our body is in front of the sun uses that as like, it feels like it's being attacked. And so it rushes inflammation and melanin, which is our pigment, rushes that to the surface and in a way to protect from the sun. That's where sunscreens come into play. And that's why later on in life, we end up experiencing these sun damaged spots. It takes about 10 to 20 years for these pigmentation spots to appear, which is why most people in their 30s start to see these pigmentation spots show up. And it's also one of the hardest things to treat in the skincare industry. So I I always like sunscreen is so important because you are going to be dealing with these effects later on. And that can be for any skin type, skin color too. So like skin tones typically have more of like the sunburn response when it's in the sun. And then, you know, darker skin tones don't necessarily experience the sunburn, but they'll experience pigmentation as well. So any type of skin really needs sunscreen no matter what. So inflammation in the body, like we just talked about, causes damage to the skin at a cellular level. So again, this results in fine lines, wrinkles, pigmentation, extreme dryness, acne, and dehydration. So, and I'll just show you guys right here. So this right here is
Katie,
all.
you might have to
What?
reshare. Sorry, it's stuck again.
Okay, hold on.
Sorry.
That's okay.
This is great so
What about
far, Katie.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad. Does everybody see it okay?
It says click to exit full screen. Oh, now it's coming up. Now we got it. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, so what we just kind of talked about and what we went over. So this picture right in the middle, this is our skin. So, this is, you see the hair follicle come through there. We have hair follicles all throughout the body, and our skin. And right underneath here, this is where our collagen and elastin lies. So when you think about depleting the collagen and elastin, if we break down this foundation, all the way up here cannot be nice and smooth and hydrated if down here is depleted. When you think about a house, think about the foundation of a house. You know, if you start to have cracks in your foundation, your house is not going to be leveled. So when we think about it in the skin, we need the collagen and elastin in order to have that smooth, supple skin. And so inflammatory foods that are high in saturated fats, trans fats, hydrogenated fats, sugars, dairy, meats, and alcohol are all pro-inflammatory. And that is why we call, in the skincare and nutrition world, we call it skinflammaging, because it really is a direct link to aging. Now, before I move on, can everybody see this slide? It says inflammatory foods. Yeah, okay. So inflammatory foods, good stuff, right? It's dairy, meat, processed food, alcohol, and sugar. So dairy alone it increases the insulin levels in our body and triggers the IGF-1 hormone. So basically what that means is when it increases insulin levels, it increases inflammation in the gut. And then this IGF-1 hormone, this is triggered. It will give of oil production to the surface. So that is why dairy is a direct link to a lot of acne. You know, if people have severe inflamed acne, that can be a common trigger. Meat. So when meat is cooked at a high heat, it damages the cells. So when we talk about like high heat, that's like grilling, frying, sauteing, anything where you can get that like crispy burnt. When it becomes that, it's called, and you guys can look this up and do a little bit of research, but it's called advanced glycation end products. And it's kind of funny because the acronym literally is like AGE. It's AGEs. And what that means is when something is cooked at such a high heat, it causes the damage, it causes damage to the cells, and it makes them break off. It causes so much inflammation that the cells are just breaking off. And so when that happens, it can also increase oil production associated with meat. Processed foods, they just have added chemicals, preservatives. I apologize for the typo there. And they cause stress to the digestive system. So, you know, nowadays it's so easy to manufacture food. And with that, we have a lot of fillers, preservatives. It's all foreign objects that we're putting into our body, and our body is like, okay, I have no idea how to break this down. it sees it as a huge trigger. It causes inflammation to the gut because it's working really hard to break down such foreign substances in the body. And again, which is inflammation in the gut, which then can create inflammation on the skin. Alcohol is very fun, but it causes extreme dryness in the skin and internally. So, you know, the toxin body is being introduced to a toxic substance. Your liver can't detoxify easily. It's trying so hard. Can you guys see this? Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah. Yeah, okay, sorry. So when your internal organs are working so hard to detoxify, to filter out any good, any bad. And so alcohol basically kind of overrules that. And that's why we get drunk, because our body can't function properly. And so a lot of the times when you see people who drink excessively, they're usually really bloated. They have like irregular bowel movements, and it's direct associated with puffiness of the face. Like you can see it goes straight to your face and it's completely puffy. And that's just due to the dehydration and the lack of, I guess, it just really does a lot of stress on the internal organs. And then we have sugar. So added sugar. So sugar in general, this just means any extra sugar. So this is table sugar, cane sugar, any artificial sugar, anything that's supposed to be added to a food, that increases the insulin levels in the body again, which then can create more inflammation. So, I mean, even like, I don't know, I could be biased, but just like looking at these foods, it just looks kind of sad. Like they don't look like nice and colorful and vibrant. And then we go to this slide and it's like, oh my gosh, I have so much happiness right now looking at all of this color. And with anybody that I talk to about diet and nutrition, it's like I always want to encourage people to eat in abundance and not deprive yourself. So that's why I wanted to get all of the previous information out of the way of what foods kind of can cause inflammation and aging. And I really want to focus on the good stuff, because if you choose to eat meat and you have your diet, if you add more fruit and more vegetables and more herbs and botanicals in your diet, you have a far better chance at having nice, healthy, hydrating skin than if you don't have it in your body at all. So always, always, always eat in abundance and do not deprive yourself. It's really important to listen to your body when it comes to diet and nutrition. I mean, just look how pretty it is. I love it. Okay, so the thing about skin loving foods is, and we see, so up here we have like really citrus fruits, we have colorful fruits and vegetables, we have dark leafy greens over here. These are herbs and botanicals, and then we have grains, nuts, and seeds, and also legumes. So the thing about all of these foods is that they're water rich, so you're adding hydration into your body and directly to your organs. You know, the water that we drink every day, it doesn't reach our skin, because, I mean, it does to an extent, but it's not going to do the same effect as like water rich fruits and vegetables would, because the water that we drink has to get to all of our other organs first. So it can't get to the skin as directly as we think it does. So it's really important to add the hydration in our bodies through food, and on top of water as well. So they're water rich, they're antioxidants. So it does exactly what the word says. It prevents your cells from oxidizing and dying off and causing damage to those cells. So antioxidants are huge for skin health. It's huge for body health. So that is like the number one thing that you always want to incorporate. They have lots of vitamins, nowadays, like supplements, it's funny when we're constantly being fed on social media, these like supplements and these powders and these pills and like all of these things when like there's so many added preservatives in there, there's fillers in there, and those fillers and preservatives, again, it takes a long time for our body to break those down when we can literally get all of the vitamins that we need through whole foods. Minerals are very, very important. It's great for brain function, it's great for bone health, it's great for your overall immune system, have lots of anti-inflammatory benefits. Proteins, this is where, you can get that from nuts, seeds, beans, legumes. Proteins are essential. They're amino acids that help build up your muscles, of course. Like if you're working out all the time, you know that you need protein. It gives your body energy. And then fiber. Fiber is very essential for gut health. It really helps protect the gut. It helps keep you regular. And it's just essential for your overall gut health. And so all of these again have those anti-inflammatory benefits as well. Okay, so fruit. So fruit alone, so much hydration, lots of antioxidants, and again, anti-inflammatory benefits. So ways that you can add this into your diet is juicing. I absolutely love juicing. I think that it's just a really easy way to get so much nutrients in one cup. Like you can put 8 oranges into a juice, but you don't really want to sit there and eat 8 oranges. So I think it's easier, it's more effective. You can also do smoothies, fruit bowls. You can add fruit to salads. Like I love a good summer salad with strawberries and blueberries with poppy seed dressing. And then what I like to call, you can add it to your water, but I call it spa water. If you go to any like high-end spa, you can have like cucumber water or lemon water. And you can still get the nutrients from having it into your water as well. So vegetables, very similar within like the benefits of hydration and antioxidants. It's also a healthy carb source. So a lot of the times in the diet culture, we hear a lot about like, cutting out carbs and leaving carbs alone. But like there's so many things that have carbs, and that really is mainly associated with bread and pastas and more wheat-based things. Vegetables are a very healthy carb source. It keeps our body nice and fueled, full. And it has lots of vitamins and minerals like potassium and zinc and iron. And again, you can get these from your whole foods every day, instead of kind of going and spending so much money on supplements. And the ways that you can add this into your diet are juices, smoothies, salad bowls, grain bowls, and even steamed vegetables. So when I was talking about meat and how cooking it at a high heat, that kind of goes with vegetables as well. I mean, not to the same degree, but you get more nutrients when you steam your vegetables. I personally like to bake them. I feel like it's like the perfect in between of like sauteing them and steaming them. It just gives them a little bit crispier, but steaming them is essentially the best way to do it because you can still maintain the amount of nutrients. The nutrients aren't going to kind of be cooked out of them. It's just going to make them softer, easier to eat. They're easier to digest. And again, you can still get the benefits from it. Then we have the grains, nuts, seeds, and legumes. So this all provides protein. It provides energy and strength to your collagen and elastin. It has wonderful fiber, which is amazing for gut health. And then it also has healthy fats. So it's rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which omega-3s are just really great for anti-inflammatory benefits as well. ways that you can add this into your diet. You can see I'm very much a fan of bowls. I think that they're like very easy. You can have like quinoa. I mean, one serving of quinoa is like 10 grams of protein right there. So when you add, you know, beans and legumes on top of that, you can really get a high nutritious meal out of that. And especially if you're eating something of that source throughout the day, you really won't be lacking on your protein. But yeah, so grain bowls, mixed, like a mixed nut snack, any, like you can add it to salads, you can do chickpea wraps, taco bowls, like, those are all fun ways to incorporate these types of foods in there. Then we have the botanicals, teas, and superfoods. So basically, when we talk about like superfoods, it just means that you can get the highest amount of antioxidants in very small doses. So you can have like a teaspoon of cinnamon and you can get like the highest amount of antioxidants that you can get just from that 1 teaspoon of cinnamon versus like the amount of antioxidants that you get in like an orange. Like it's just so much better. When we talk about teas increase increase hydration into your gut. They're really healing for your body. There's so many herbs and teas out there that can help with all different sorts of things. So my favorite like grocery store brand is the Yogi tea. And because like literally it tells you exactly what's on there. And it also tells you like what the benefits are. So and it's clean. You can read right on the ingredients that it's directly like it's, you know, let's say it's like lemon balm, you know, there's no fillers, there's no additives. It's just, it's really good, clean tea. And of course they have the little affirmations and like cute little quotes. And so I just love that. And then when we talk about acai, so acai bowls are so big now and they're very, very popular. But the main reason of that is because the acai is a superfood and it comes in a powder form. And a lot of the times when you go to like, you know, smoothie places, you know, it depends on what they add in it, but acai in general is like it's actually pretty bitter. And so a lot of the times they add added sweetener, probably like maple syrup or agave syrup, which is still a good added sweetener. But I would opt for dates. Dates are very good in fiber and they're a really natural sweetener that you can get. It's a whole food, you know, you can get it and add it to your acai bowls, or, you know, if you're making them at home, or maybe if you go to a regular place, you maybe just ask them exactly what their acai is made from or like made out of, like, do they have any additives or is it strictly acai? But again, it's all good. So, I mean, definitely treat yourself when you can. But the best part of acai bowls is that you can add, you know, fruits and you can do chia seeds and all of the added nutritional values. You can add that to the bowl as well. So overall, these are great additions to your diet, and they're just something that you can incorporate easily within each meal or sprinkle in throughout the day in order to really get the full benefits. So we're getting, you know, we're kind of getting close to time. So I'm not gonna rush through, but I'm just gonna quickly go over this. So basically you see this pathway, right? So if you are, you know, if you go to more, I say skin loathing results, so you feel sluggish, dehydrated, you have fine lines, loss of collagen, reactive redness, pigmentation, breakouts, improper wound healing, and poor gut health. And then when you have skin loving results, you have more energy, you're more hydrated, you have clear skin, supple skin, brighter complexion, smooth texture, more even skin tone, you have better facial results, and you have better gut healing. So better facial results, I sprinkled that in there only because, you know, when you think about going to the gym, you can't expect to be toned and fully in shape after one time. And that kind of goes with skincare as well. So if you are really putting in the work every single day, your facial results will actually be a lot better too. So now we're going to go over topical skincare. So skincare is products that will help treat your skin symptoms. And this depends on your skin type and the conditions that come with that. So these are the different skin types. So dry skin, as you can see, it's really flaky. You can barely see any pores in there. That means that, so with dry skin, you have extremely small pores and you don't produce as much oil, which is why you get the dry skin. So then with oily skin, you can actually see like a shine almost over, and these pores are a lot bigger. So these are producing a lot more oil, which gives it the name. And then you have combination skin. So this is supposed to identify the large pores. This is like the nose area. So when you have combination skin, it basically just means that you have larger pores throughout the T-zone area, which is like in between your brows, your nose, and then your chin. And then
babe, your laptop's out here.
And then you get you have smaller pores throughout, like closer to the ears and your hairline. So that's basically combination skin. So when we talk about cleansers, so cleansers, this would be the first part of your skincare routine. So when we have oil cleansers, you want to use an oil cleanser as a makeup remover because oil attracts oil. So it's actually going to help dissolve anything that's sitting on top of your skin. It's going to help melt it away, and it's going to prep your skin a little bit better for your next cleanser. So that's why we talk about double cleansing a lot, because if you wear makeup and you're outside a lot or you're in polluted areas, you really want to work hard to prep that skin and make it nice and clean. So I always recommend starting with an oil cleanser. And then your creamy cleanser is great for sensitive, dry skin. It will help cleanse the surface without stripping the skins of its natural oil. So it looks like this. It'll look like a moisturizer, but it still has those cleaning agents in there that's going to help really clean out your pores. And then your foamy cleansers are great for oily, combination, and acne skin. So they contain really helpful cleaning agents to give you that deep clean and eliminate any bacteria and dirt from the surface. Toners work to balance out the pH of your skin. So our skin is naturally acidic. So after we cleanse it, it becomes more alkaline. So it helps balance that out. And it also helps with like different skincare concerns. So if you go for more of a hydrating toner, it's great for dehydrated skin, sensitive skin, and maintenance. And then active toners are more for like acne, rough texture, and fine lines. These are common ingredients that they're more common in toners, but like toners can really contain anything depending on what it's kind of targeting. So I would say if you're somewhere in the middle and you're like, I don't know if I really want to work on anything, but I know that I need something or that I'm interested in something, I would always go towards hydrating toner. And if you are really looking to focus on any of these issues, I would go towards more of an active toner. And so your active toners would be something like glycolic acid and salicylic acid, even lactic acid. Lactic acid is, these three are all exfoliants. And then niacinamide is an antioxidant, and has really soothing properties to it. And then vitamin E also has some soothing benefits as well. Your serums are concentrated solutions using a variety of ingredients to treat your symptoms topically. So this is very important. So when we talk about morning serums, your morning serums are basically there to protect your skin from outside triggers, which is why we need antioxidants. So antioxidants will help keep our cells nice and strong, so that way they don't get depleted by sun exposure and pollution and all of that. So the most common and famous one in the skincare world is vitamin C and vitamin E. Well, it's really just mainly vitamin C, but now they usually formulate it with vitamin E to give it those soothing properties. Niacinamide is great, and also green tea extract is really famous in a lot of vitamin C serums. Then when we do night serums are for your active ingredients. So I have listed benzoyl peroxide. Benzoyl peroxide is mainly for acne clients. If you have severe inflamed cystic acne, benzoyl peroxide basically helps eliminate the oil from the area and keeps your skin nice and clean. And the retinol keeps our skin in a constant exfoliated state. So retinol is a little bit confusing for people. It's talked about a lot. It's a new trend, but it's honestly been around for decades. And basically what it does is, again, it keeps our skin constantly exfoliated, which means that the surface, when we use retinol the night before, it creates our skin to have new, brand new skin cells. So our skin is more photosensitive, sensitive to the sun. So which is why we want to use it at nighttime instead of in the morning. Oily skin has, different serums are for oily skin are salicylic acid, mandelic acid, azelaic acid, benzoyl peroxide for severe inflamed acne, and then retinol is really for like clogged pores, and even and some acne here and there, but typically it's more for like clogged pores, congestion, all of that. For dry skin, glycolic acid, lactic acid, hyaluronic acid, peptides, and retinol as well. Even though retinol does create our skin to be a little bit more on the drier side, it has a lot of anti-aging benefits to it. So that's why pretty much anybody above over the age of like 22 can start using retinol and really see the benefits from it. Moisturizers are typically your cream formula. So they're either water-based or oil-based. And basically what that means is it's going to kind of lay on top of your skin and it's going to protect the hydration. So it's going to lock in that hydration, protect the natural barrier of the skin, and it helps retain the moisture and prevent any water from evaporating from the surface. So never skip your moisturizer. If you are more of an oily skin, go for a water-based moisturizer. And if you are more dry, go for an oil-based moisturizer. Common ingredients in moisturizers can be ceramides, aloe vera, peptides, hyaluronic acid, and vitamin E. Sunscreen. So I talked about how like it's our body naturally produces melanin in the skin. So it rushes that pigment to the skin in order to protect it, but that only has about an SPF of 4. So it is not capable to give you the ultimate protection that it needs. So the different types of sunscreens that you can see are chemical sunscreens. And then these are the ingredients listed below. I am not going to try to pronounce them because I would totally botch it. Basically, chemical sunscreens, your skin absorbs the chemical and it gives it kind of like and it protects your skin after absorbing the chemical. And then physical sunscreen lays on top. So when you see sunscreen, it kind of works as a screen to protect. And then sunblock, it blocks the sun from the skin. So in sunblock, which is a physical sunscreen, you'll have zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. And these are my clients' results. I have plenty more, but this is definitely one that I am so proud of her. This was around 2019. She had severe acne. And I can't take all the credit because she did so much information on her own, but she did everything. She cut out so many inflammatory foods. And with that combined with being routine with her skincare, she was in my treatment room every 2 weeks. She was so dedicated to getting her clear skin. And she definitely achieved that. And now she doesn't have the same triggers. She's really diligent about keeping up with these results, but it's absolutely incredible what she was able to do on her own with addition of my guidance. And I'm always so proud of her. And I'm always in awe of this transformation that she had. This is a more recent client that I had. She was a virtual client. So we really did not do any skincare treatments. This was all due to working on her skin at home through cutting out inflammatory foods, and then also doing skincare products at home. And so she was very diligent about it as well. And as you can see, she had some inflammation here and, you know, a little bit of pigmentation after that, but we can always adjust that and still work on it. But even the texture, the discoloration, and then it's just nice and smooth results throughout. So she's still working on it, but she's really proud of her progress, and so am I. And I'm really happy that she was able to achieve clear skin. So that is the end of this masterclass. Before I get into any questions, I do see that there's the chat. I just want to say that I am offering free consultations to anybody that is on this group chat or this call, and drop shipping products. So after we do a consultation, I will basically just figure out what you need for products, and I will have it shipped directly to your house. And then on your second order, if you want to re-up on your products, you will get free shipping with me. And you can find all of my information at my Instagram, Skin by Katie Lynn. And you can message me to book your consultations as well. So I'm just going to, we have about 10 minutes, so I'm going to go through if you guys have any questions. Oh, you put your wine down. No. So yes, the M&Ms were looking bomb. No questions. I'm loving this chat.
Katie, I actually do have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
So if you're getting breakouts, let's say like more so in like the hormonal area, and you're
Yep.
getting consistent breakouts in the exact same spot, like
Yep.
would you say that that has anything to do with like eating or products, or you think that it's probably hormonal?
So is it like in your cycle, like every time you, like before your period, do you get the breakout in the area,
No,
or is
not
it all the
even.
time?
It's just been recently very consistently in the same exact spot, like breakouts on
Yeah.
top of each other.
So are you picking at it too?
No.
Okay. So what I would say is it's probably a number of things. If it's around your jawline area, that is typically due to hormones, but the jaw area is also stress related too. So, you know, it could be inflammation from stress. And then on top of that, the inflammatory foods, if you have any of those, it could exacerbate that as well. So it could just be kind of like that double whammy.
Got it. And what would you say is like the best way to treat it?
So I would say for hormonal acne, cut out dairy like completely. Do you have dairy in your diet?
So I didn't for a few years, and then I recently started incorporating it again.
Did you notice it when you started incorporating it?
Not like initially. It's been
Yeah.
more recent now, and I've been eating dairy again for a couple months.
So it could, it's up to you. I don't want to tell you to cut it to completely cut it out, but I would say like if you haven't had it for so long and then you are reintroducing it, it's also kind of like a shock to your system because your body's not used to having it as much anymore. So you could kind of wait it out and see if your body kind of adjusts to that. But overall, any acne clients that I have, I always tell them to eliminate dairy because if you're prone to acne, or any breakouts in general, it really can trigger breakouts. So I would say try to cut out dairy. But if you don't want to do that, I would say like really hydrate your body. I would really re-up on your fruit, a lot of antioxidants, pretty much everything that we talked about nutrition wise, I would try to incorporate. And then for skincare, I would look into like some sort of like spot treatment. Pimple patches are honestly wonderful. A lot of people think they don't work, but what they actually do, they calm down inflammation and they keep the area protected so it doesn't keep getting inflamed or irritated from external sources. So I would say try those things and see if it helps. And if it doesn't, then it might be more internally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. It's probably stress related, realistically.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it's the worst culprit. Okay,
Thank you.
so yeah, of course. What are your thoughts on eye creams? I recently started following a skin regimen and it's been a game changer for my oily skin, and eye cream is the only thing I have left to add. I keep hearing it's a must. So, eye creams, I do love a good eye cream. It really, like, our eye area is very sensitive and thin, like the skin around our eyes is very thin. So we want to be delicate to that area. So I always recommend like a hydrating one, something with lots of antioxidants just to keep that area nice and protected. If you don't have anything to target, you know, if you don't really know what you need for your under eyes, I would just say get like a nice hydrating under eye gel. The I see right here. So my favorite skincare brands. So within that, if you guys do want to do consultations with me, I sell Environ Skincare and Face Reality Skincare. So Environ Skincare is very more towards is really great for everyone across the board. They have a product for everyone. And then Face Reality, I'm also an acne skincare specialist through Face Reality. So if you're struggling with severe acne or really any acne of all kinds, I can curate a skincare regimen for you that way. But Environ has a really good antioxidant eye gel that's just like super simple and hydrating that I think would be good. Favorite skincare, I get overwhelmed in Ulta and Sephora, blah, blah, blah. Yes, it's so overwhelming to find skincare. And I always am a firm believer of like, you want the guidance to get you to the right skincare products, because nowadays, like everything is marketed the same exact way. So, you really want to make sure that an esthetician. So if you don't want to do the virtual consultations, I would encourage you to find a local esthetician, and have them really take a look at your skin and have them encourage, guide you on different skincare ingredients and everything like that. I will say that virtual consultations with me, if you basically what I have you do is you just take pictures of your skin in good lighting, send it to me beforehand, and I analyze it, and then I have a good base of what we're starting with. Favorite brand of pimple patches. There is, so my favorite brand is the Clean Skin Club brand. I sell those in my spot as well, but you can also get those online. I think I have a code. If you write down I think it's SS Beauty, I think it's like 10% off. I totally forgot that code. But yeah, the Clean Skin Club, they have the pimple patches. They have, I wouldn't do the microneedle ones. I don't really think that's necessary. I think if you feel like you need microneedles, you actually need something that's more strong of a serum instead of a microneedle pimple patch. So yeah, I think just regular pimple patches are great. And then what are some skincare ingredients to avoid? This is hard to say, because there's certain ingredients for certain skin types. So what I will say is there's certain brands to avoid. Like the, what is it called? I think it's like Mario Badescu. That one is, oh, nice to meet you. I'm so glad you could make it. But yeah, the Mario Badescu one could be, it just is loaded with a lot of, yes, it definitely is a scam. It doesn't work. It has a lot of irritating ingredients in there, to be honest. And bye, Marina. But yeah, so I would say that skincare brand. Other ones could come to me. Proactive, absolutely not. What else? I can't even think of it. The other ones like famous on Ulta and stuff are, this is why I'm suspect of celebrity brands. So basically, I don't think celebrity brands are necessarily bad ingredients. I just think they're extremely overpriced. For instance, the first one that comes to mind is the Kim Kardashian skin brand. I mean, she worked with a very knowledgeable, high-end, famous celebrity esthetician who I absolutely adore. And I've actually learned a lot from her. However, $600 for a full set of skincare products is just completely unnecessary. And it's like 9 products in there. So basically what they just use it as a big marketing scheme, honestly. Like it's not that it's bad, but are you really going to get the results that you're looking for? That's kind of that. Thoughts on SkinCeuticals, also overpriced. SkinCeuticals is it's overpriced. And honestly, their vitamin C smells like hot dogs. And I just can't get behind that. I, so I don't have a problem with SkinCeuticals at all. I think their products are wonderful. But just too overpriced. Nowadays they have so much technology and information out there to give you multitasking ingredients, which is why I like Environ. Environ, their serums are very expensive, but you can literally have 3 products and be good, because the serums are so beneficial and they're so multitasking. Within one of their serums, they have all the vitamins, all the peptides, everything. So that is what I think it just depends on the brand and the ethics behind it, which is why it's important to be guided by an esthetician and whatever they're trained in, so that way you can understand it instead of feeling overwhelmed online and stuff like that. So lots of people are hopping off. So I guess that
Katie,
what?
Did was what's your favorite face mask?
Oh, favorite face mask. Let's see. I have lots of like cream masks that I like. I have to plug Environ. I really do. I love their face masks. But they're multitasking. They're great to use overnight as well. So that's what I like about them too, is that they're thin enough that you can have, do the ones at Target work? Yes and no. I mean, sheet masks are always great. So you can put on, so if you like exfoliated your skin first, get off all of the dead skin cells, and then use the serum in the sheet masks to really hydrate your skin, and then put that on. Like I would almost use the sheet masks as like a little facial. Like you're not really going to get much out of it if you just like cleanse your skin and put it on, because your skin needs to be able to absorb those ingredients. So you want to exfoliate with like a gentle scrub, or you can do like an enzyme exfoliant of some sort, and then you can do the sheet mask as well. So oh, you have to leave as well. I'm so glad that you guys enjoyed this. Is there any other questions before we finish up? No?
Thank you.
Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much, Katie. This was amazing. I literally have so many notes written.
Oh, I
and
love that.
now I'm gonna rethink my entire
Life.
everything I eat and everything I put on my face.
I know, it's a lot. Well, if you ever want to do part 2, I'm down.
For sure. I will definitely be calling you for a consult too. By the way, that's so sweet of you to offer. Thank you
Yes.
so much. My goodness. What a
Of course.
treat.
I'm so glad. Well, thank you for having me. And I hope I see you guys soon.
Thank
Okay.
you, Katie.
Thanks,
Bye, guys.
Katie.
Everybody have a
Bye.
great night.
I
See you
actually
next
I
month.
don't know how to get out of this, do I?
I'm just gonna end it.
Thanks,
Bye,
Katie.
Okay, bye.
guys.
Bye.